Hello friends, welcome. This is a reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or any cross-watcher for the month of November. I think I'm going to call them What You Got November because that's kind of how I feel about November right now. So I have already started. I've already pulled the energies, kind of the recent past energies of what we're kind of coming from leaving October and the energies really that we're moving into for November. So let's get into this, all right? Okay, so the energies that you are coming from October, this was the energy of the sixth chakra and the energy of walking away here. You know, to me, this is very much like this, the sixth chakra, this is your third eye. And that's all about the energy of connecting to your intuition. Okay, the third eye is, it's like right in the center of your forehead. You can see can you see it there? That's his third eye, right? And that's really where we connect to what our intuition is telling us. This energy here of walking away, to me, there's been, that's going to look different in everybody's lives. It is a collective reading, so take it and put it where it fits. But this, to me, was very much this energy where you had the clarity and the guidance to really move yourself past something that has been holding you, past something that you obviously needed to walk away from. This girl is walking towards newness, towards brightness, right? So whatever it is that you have, whether it's a relationship or it's a work thing or it's a toxic friendship or something like that, whatever, right? But there is this energy here of you moving yourself away from a darker, low vibration energy to a new, brighter kind of energy. Like even these butterflies are illuminated. And the deer spirit actually was what came with this. And this said, bring a gentle touch. And I love the deer spirit because the deer spirit is all about, you are sure-footed in what you are doing. And that's this beautiful energy. When we listen to our intuition, even though, at times it can be very like, oh my gosh, like, is this really the direction to go? But our intuition does not lead us astray. That is our connection to our inner knowing, and our inner knowing just actually simply knows. Our subconscious layer, like our inner truth, knows the direction in which we always must go. Those answers are within us. So when we listen to our intuition, it gives us that sure-footed ability to move ourselves from just towards where we need to go, really, truthfully, right? And the deer spirit, like that sure-footedness of the deer, it has that gentle kind of energy because the deer doesn't need to be rammy. A deer doesn't need, to be fighting for its sure-footedness. A deer is gentle as it goes because it just knows that it doesn't need to be loud for its steps to count. The energy here that we're really moving into for November, I love this, was the energy of the angel of strength in the world. And then the pig spirit, actually, use your mind wisely. And the pig spirit is this positive, it's kind of cool because I did the Aries right before it, and this one was the one that actually came out for the Aries as well. But this is really where you stop allowing yourself to continue to play the negativity roles. The loops, those negativity loops that kind of get stuck in our heads. And the pig spirit is where you stop that. The pig spirit is where you acknowledge, wait a minute, that negativity is something I'm telling myself, and I choose to use my mind for a more positive outlook. I choose to use my mind for a more positive, stable, forward motion, okay? That's the angel of strength, right? This is where you choose here to move yourself. And you have to be careful too, because the angel of strength, like the lion, when you see lions, there is always that shadow energy of watching our egos, especially when the pig spirit's here, right? You do need to watch your ego. This isn't about coming out and being a big, bold and loud lion, right? This is where you just have that inner strength to understand the cycles that need to be completed, right? This energy of what you have been walking away from. And then the world here is this energy of the completion to that. The reasons it all needed to happen. See how some of this world is dark and some of it is light? Because we need both. The whole piece is illuminated. You can see the illuminated ring around this world because you needed all of it, the good and the bad. But this is the energy here is really where you begin to really truly feel that strength of understanding within your soul. And when you begin to feel that strength of understanding within your soul, I mean, I can't point this out enough. I don't know why that just keeps coming back. You must feed your mind healthy, positive, nourishing thoughts. Okay? You must. Otherwise, this world becomes negative very quickly. And that angel of strength becomes a demon of ego. Really. Okay, let's get into the tarot. What are we going to use for the Taurus? We are going to use the light seers for the Taurus. Okay, so the first, I'm actually, for the Aries, I pulled one line at a time, but I'm actually going to pull all of the lines and then we're kind of going to go for that. So we're going to pull our the emotional kind of energy here that that the Tauruses could be feeling here. And the emotions is kind of all about, it's like the heart line, I like to call it, okay? Wow. The Wheel of Fortune, the Empress, the Seven of Cups, and the Nine of Swords. All right, let's see. Spirituality, energy here. Page of Wands, Four of Pentacles. Seven of Swords. Wow. Okay. Taurus. Let's get started. Okay. So this emotional line here, you know, this is the emotional kind of energy. And as I was saying, it's the heart line. Okay. And here it's this wheel. It's the wheel and the Empress. And I love that because the Empress is ruled by Venus. Okay. That's kind of the Venus card here. And you, as a Taurus, you are also ruled by Venus, you know, and I kind of feel like this is the energy here where what you really begin to really want to manifest, the options and maybe, you know, where you've had uncertainties about the things that you are truly wanting to manifest in life, you actually begin to have, you begin to kind of connect to emotionally what you want from that, if that makes sense. Yeah, see here, this wheel, this is where you like take the time out. You do the meditating, okay? You kind of do that self-healing work and connect to that inner self. You do some healing. I feel like, you know, this energy of what you've kind of been walking away from in this completion of the world here, I feel like you need a bit of a time out here, Taurus. You know, you need some time to really kind of do the healing. Allow yourself the time to just rest, you know? Let's see this Empress. Maybe you've just been running on like, the Empress got the King of Wands. You know, and this energy of the Empress, again, like this is kind of where you embrace that divine feminine side of you, you know, where again, you listen to that intuition. And with the King of Swords, the King of Wands kind of clarifying this is where you show up really steady and true to who you are, you know? You don't have this, and see again that lion, and it's not about showing up egotistically. It's showing up and being like, you know what, this is who I am. I'm vulnerable. My heart is on my sleeves. You know, I've taken the time to kind of heal myself on maybe where I have been stuck. And I understand that I want to go forward kind of as this being of whole kind of self here. Let's see what the Seven of Cups. See, the Seven of Cups is this energy of like, there's almost a lot of opportunities and cups before you. And I mean, not all those opportunities and cups have, you know, great promising things underneath. And sometimes we get stuck, hung up kind of like, you know, thinking, oh, well, I got to have this cup and I got to have that cup. And we don't maybe allow ourselves the time to connect to really emotionally what it is that we need. Yeah, look at that. See, the Seven of Cups here is clarified by the Knight of Swords and the Justice. And I kind of get this energy here, Taurus, that, you know, for some of you, you could have been in this energy where you've just been rushing from option to option to option to option. And you really haven't kind of done that. You really haven't done this. You know, you really haven't given yourself this opportunity to just focus on yourself. Focus on what kind of has been keeping you up at night, you know, stressing you out. Focus on what isn't working, right? Like this is kind of where you've almost been like avoiding the work that needed to happen, I feel. And I feel like this emotional line kind of in November is where you, yeah, see, I feel like almost like this energy is where you've had this codependency. Okay? Where you've been stuck very much on the need for somebody else to complete you. Okay. And I feel here like it's this, you know, and it's, this Seven of Cups is kind of like where I almost feel like it's where you were like running from one cup to the next cup, you know, looking for what was going to fill you. And the Justice was here because really you need to fill yourself. You need to find the balance within self. That's what this Lovers is all about, you know, as much as the Lovers is the Lovers and it is romantic and, you know, sensual and all of that in between, you know. This is a hot and heavy card. I get that. But you have to be like this on your own inside. Your divine feminine, your divine masculine side within self needs to be like this. The actions and the intuition of your own being need to be this madly in love. Like you need to be this passionate about what you are doing as a whole being. You know, otherwise you do feel like the Nine of Swords. Otherwise you are going to get stuck in this energy of constantly feeling anxious, of constantly feeling empty. Because your need for codependency makes you feel empty, right? We need to feel whole within self. This love for self needs to be what we base ourselves off of, okay? Emotionally here, guys, no matter what happens, and I mean, I do feel this energy kind of like walking away, and whether that's you were walking away from an actual relationship or you were walking away maybe even just from like a past, you know, something that has emotionally drained you, something that has emotionally weighed you down here. This is really that acknowledgement to self. You need to look at yourself here, Taurus. You do. You need to look at yourself and understand, wait a minute, where is it that I need to do my healing? You know, you need to give birth to who you are. You need to come authentically to who you are. Give birth to the new being that you want to be. Fill yourself. Fill yourself. Okay, spiritually here, the energy is really where you begin this Page of Wands. Okay, you listen to that intuition, you allow yourself to feel whole, you know, you go forward with this passionate drive to find that complete circle within self, right? You know your worth. Four of Pentacles, you know your worth, and you're not about to let anybody shortchange you for that anymore. You know, this is the energy here where spiritually it's like, okay, you know what? People have screwed me over, but I'm past that, okay? I'm past the Seven of Swords. I'm past the point where, you know, I'm being left in the dark and people are screwing me over. I'm moving myself away from that. That's that energy of walking away here, Taurus. That's where, and, you know, and this is really where we also must be honest with ourselves and where we're shortchanging ourselves, where we keep screwing ourselves over. You know, where we play shady business to other people just to play the games, right? Or where we don't show up honest to ourselves, where we shortchange ourselves, okay? Let's get a clarifier for this Page of Wands. Page of Wands gets the Page of Swords. That's beautiful. Look at those divine energies. Look at these beginnings here. But look at those feminine energies. You know, this is where you're listening to your intuition. This is where you're starting this soul journey of self, but you're also really opening yourself up to, okay, what is it that I am connecting to? What is it that is my truth? What is it that is my light? Who am I? What do I stand for? Four of Pentacles here. Your self-worth gets this death and rebirth. Isn't that beautiful? You know? That energy maybe of where you've allowed others to walk all over you, okay? It could be where you've really been stubborn and holding, you know, even holding yourself back and not, you know, not giving yourself to anybody because you're like, no, now nobody deserves me. You know, you've been burned in the past and you're like, okay, nope, no more. Okay, but this is where that energy changes. It's where you know your self-worth, but in knowing your self-worth, you also know how valuable you are authentically to other people. And when you find people who show up authentically to themselves and you show up complete and whole in yourself, it changes it changes the relationships that you move into, whether those are romantic relationships or work relationships or friendships or family relationships, whatever, right? But it changes how you open yourself up to the world, how you open yourself up just to interact with others. There is death and rebirth is needed here within how you have allowed your self-worth to either be very ego-led or to be like walk all over me led. Okay? Let's get a clarifier for the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords, wow, the Tower, look at that. Okay, well, this is really this energy of where, the Seven of Swords is kind of a deceiving energy. And this is the Tower clarifying is that like where it just came down. The truth came out, shit was untold, the destruction came apart. You cannot move, there isn't like, this is kind of the energy where like, if you haven't come out about what needs to come out, you need to be honest about it to yourself. Okay? Stop allowing the cheating energy within your life to keep cheating your energy, keep cheating your goodness, right? This is where those structures and that kind of whatever shady energy is going on, this is where that shit crumbles. Okay? No more. And the King of Swords after that, because that's where you have the clarity from it. After the Tower crumbles, this king has climbed to the top of the mountain and he sees out over all of it. He gets it. He's just solid. He knows. He's so stinking clear. I mean, not only is he a beautiful silver fox in this deck, but like he is really clear. Too many. Three of Wands, look at that. He just knows that he's moving his direction here. Okay? And again, look at that. Another divine feminine here. Another intuitive connection. And this Three of Wands is where you're just like, you know what? I'm changing it. Spiritually, emotionally, whole being wise, I am so much more clear in the person I want to become. Actions needed. Ace of Swords. This is where you get true and honest and real. Okay, this is where that like aha moment comes in and you get the downloads and you can't even avoid the truth anymore. Okay, you just see the situation for exactly what it is. Your faults, their faults, everybody's faults. It doesn't really matter. Okay, but this is where that's the truth. Like that's the truth of the matter. You have to release yourself here. You have to forgive yourself. There needs to be a releasing here of energy so that you can embrace the Four of Wands. Okay, there has to be a releasing of where you have either just been stuck and maybe where you've been, playing the games, or you've been like just rolling in the negative energy, Taurus. This is really where you're like, nope. Truth is this, and that's how it's going to be. I have to move forward. Yep, look at that. The World and the Five of Swords, And even if the communication is tough, even if it's a hard thing for you to come forward on, this truth is going to be something where it completes the cycle. Okay? Where there's been tension, where there's been tough communication, where people have like done you wrong or things just have not been, like things have looked like this. Like that's all up in your head. Okay? That's a tough space to be in. But the World here, this is that aha moment where you get the relief that you need to understand it for what it is, to see it clearly for what it is. Okay? Don't ignore it. Like if it's coming in and you're like, oh, well, that looks pretty crystal clear, then it is crystal clear, right? Stop playing games, Taurus. There needs to be this release here. There needs to be this forgiveness of self, Look at that. Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and Queen of Cups. No fucking shit. The Judgment gets the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. Because this is really where you just become so true and honest with yourself. You know, you don't hold blame to the person you were in the past because that person didn't know. You know, the Ace of Swords comes in. That's the aha moment. This is where you connect here to your intuition. You make the tangible steps that are needed to actually align yourself. You show up authentically to who you are, and you work at it on a deep level here. You know, that Queen of Cups sees beyond the veil. Okay? Wow, what a beautiful lineup. That is, holy smokes, that is unbelievable. Don't play yourself around anymore here, my Taurus friends. Happiness is seriously, like, this Four of Wands, like, this is all yours. Everything that you have ever possibly thought, wanted, imagined, dreamt to be, it's like literally within your fingertips. It's in the shadows. You just can't see it, but have the faith. Because as you actually do this, and you open up all of these queens, you know, you engage all of these queens here. You truly actually make the steps that your soul is just saying, this way, do this. You need to come this way. Be the bigger person. Connect to yourself, you know? Oh my gosh. There is literally just so much happiness, so much power coming in. That's beautiful. All right. I forgot to take a card for pretty much all of these. So the emotional line here, though, got a personal issue reaches resolution and have faith in your dreams. The spiritual line got work through your fears. And be bold and make the first move. Look at that. Spiritually, guys, work through your fears and be bold and make the first move. Let's see. Actions. The energy here for the actions. A new romantic cycle begins. You know, that doesn't have to be a new, like, this can be even within relationships, okay? Like, don't think you have to have a brand new romantic cycle. You know, this can definitely just be within relationships where you really walk away from, you know, from that negative energy that's kind of been holding you back, and you haven't actually been able to, like, come together in a whole non-codependency relationship, right? All right. The Divine Masculine here got its time to release negativity. And the Divine Feminine for the month of November. The Divine Feminine here for Taurus, month of November, gets bring love into the situation. Wow. I am just so blown away. All right. And to finish our November monthly reading, we are going to finish with the Untethered. Tauruses, this was such a beautiful read, you know, and there's just this energy of so much growth, you know, there really is. And as you guys just connect to who you freaking are and listen to that intuition, I'm telling you, you guys are doing massive things this month. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Simply permit the pain to come into your heart and pass through. If you do that, it will pass. If you are sincerely seeking truth, you will let it go every time. What a beautiful way to finish that. All right, Tauruses, take great care of your souls for this month of November. Bye now.